JobMaker hiring credit will create jobs and support some 450,000 jobs. And the question is for the Labor Party, is what have they got against the creation of new jobs? Now, the member for Rankin knows all too well that there are a number of protections in this legislation. Protections about additionality. Additionality in terms of both payroll, Mr Speaker, payroll and also headcount, Mr Speaker. There's also protections with the Fair Work Act, Mr Speaker, and there are also protections against contrived schemes. Now, Mr Speaker, the member for Rankin may also be aware that the unemployment rate today for people aged 15 to 34 is 10.2%. This compares to an unemployment rate of 4.7% for those aged 35 to 44 and an overall unemployment rate across the country of 6.9%. So I never thought I'd see a Labor Party that was pitting young workers against old workers, Mr Speaker. What we are focused on, is getting younger people to work, because we understand the experience of Australia in previous recessions. Where it took a long time to get those from the unemployment queue into work, and it took an even longer period of time to get younger people from the unemployment queue into work. The JobMaker hiring credit, together with the other measures in our budget, will create nearly 1 million new jobs, Mr Speaker. Our focus is on creating jobs, more jobs and even more jobs, and the JobMaker hiring credit is determined to do exactly that.
My question is to the Prime Minister. I refer to the fact that yesterday the government voted for the hiring credit in its amended form. Why did the Prime Minister this morning change the government's position and oppose Labor's amendments which protect existing workers from being sacked and being replaced by cheaper workers?
The Treasurer.
Mr Speaker, we don't support Labor's amendments because Labor is delayed the certainty for business that is required through the JobMaker hiring credit to help support 450,000 jobs, Mr Speaker. 450,000 jobs. Now, Mr Speaker, I explained to the members opposite that what we have seen in previous recessions is it's taken a long time to get people from the unemployment queue back into work. Indeed, in the 1990s recession, it took, Mr Speaker, 10 years to get the unemployment rate back below 6% from where it started before the recession. But for younger people, it took a full 15 years to get the unemployment rate back to where it was before the recession. And we understand, Mr Speaker, that young people have been hit hard in this crisis. The unemployment rate today for those aged 15 to 34 is 10.2%. This compares to an unemployment rate of 4.7% for those aged 35. This whole program is designed to get people who have been on JobSeeker, who have been unemployed, and get them into work with a minimum of 20 hours a week. And the government is providing that economic support to that employer to tip the balance in favour of a new hire. So if you are 16 to 29 and you're taken on by an employer and you do a minimum of 20 hours a week, the government will provide that employer $200 a week. And if you're aged 30 to 35 and you're taken on for a minimum of 20 hours a week, and the government will provide that employer with $100 per week. Mr Speaker, this is a vitally important program, and it's part of a series of initiatives from this government designed to support the creation of more jobs across the Australian economy.